Welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything's working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy, and this is co-host Will,
Sup?
also fellow local gamer and birthday boy.
Indeed. Birthday boy, and also potential soon-to-be corpse with the way I'm hacking up my lungs.
Yeah, but how else are you going to celebrate your birthday, right? But no, happy birthday,
Indeed.
man.
Indeed.
Yeah,
For, for anyone who notices, I got scratched up a little bit, and my throat is currently completely raw because I got rid of all the phlegm that's been in there for the past week. So healing, but currently hurting.
and here I am, just concerned about raising my hunter ranking so I can go into harder hunts. Will is coughing up lungs while
Indeed.
I'm depriving my enemies of their lungs. No,
Indeed.
my whole week has just been devoted to work. So I'm really happy that my weekend starts now, and then I get to relax with this, do some light packing, and then I am off to Dallas. So if you are at One Piece Dallas, holler at me. I'll be playing One Piece. Maybe I'll bring a commander deck. I doubt there will be any Magic players there. I could be wrong though.
If somebody plays one game, they probably play the other. At
I
least a
hope.
decent percentage.
I feel like it'll probably be between Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. I don't know, like one. I don't know. Well, that's not true. I know some One Piece players that play Magic too. At any rate, um, let's start this thing off. Why don't we? And hopefully get to your weekend sooner so you can relax.
Indeed.
So, guys, if you haven't been catching up with Magic the Gathering recently, that's okay. There were a ton of spoilers and teasers for new sets coming out. Final Fantasy is next up with the new Tarkir set. So, those are our expectations. But there were some cards, 6 of them, as a matter of fact, recently spoiled for Spider-Man. And we are going to talk about one of them today. So, if you couldn't tell from the title of this video, we're going to be building Venom Deadly Devourer. Symbiote villain. So appropriate. More like an anti-hero. Actually, remember I collected the comics where he was like the hero character. I don't know where those are now. But at any rate.
This is OG Venom, though. OG Venom is a villain.
Yeah, he looks sick as hell, too. Also, Venom and HeroClix, way better than the Spider-Man from that same set. I miss HeroClix. I have him over there somewhere. I should pull him out. The miniature form is so sick. Anyway, legendary creature, symbiote, villain, 4/4 body, vigilance, menace. I'm sure there's been 100 Venoms, by the way, since I played that game. 3 generic, exile target creature card from a graveyard, could be anyone's. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on target symbiote. So it didn't have to be Venom, but where X is the exiled card's toughness. So that's good to know. I suppose any changeling would also benefit from this. Any fellow symbiote. I suspect we'll see Carnage. I don't know if we're going to get a black suit Spider-Man, but maybe we'll get that. I don't know how deep they're going to go into the Marvel canon for this set, but this looks okay. And not high enough in power to be considered a B4 or B5 commander, in our opinion. So we're trying to settle somewhere in the middle by putting him right in the middle as a B3 commander. This seems okay. Well, I don't know. Do we shield sphere? What do we do? How many big booties do we want? How many booties are we devouring? Let's just start there.
Well, there's a couple different ones that could potentially be rather good, but I think a lot of our game plan is just going to be a little bit of like discard and self-mill here and there,
Right.
a couple large, well-statted creatures, and then
Gifted.
Venom doing Venom things.
Naturally gifted creatures.
Indeed.
Got you. Yeah, Venom doing Venom things. I think we're going to beat face. I think the deal here is to try to do player or commander damage to knock players out, right? So we have a Vigilance Menace character here. So it should be easy enough to get around a majority of blockers. If not, then we've got board wipes. Toxic Deluge will kill most everything, or we could just leave one thing up so we can Menace past it. Obviously, I would say take care of the bigger threats first. So anyone that's going to potentially be a thorn in your side with like a wide board, focus them and do go to Beat Street. I think it's that simple. I do want to look into our big booties, though. I don't know how many exist in Golgari that are worth running. Funny that we have like another self-mill strategy, more or less. We're going to run do we want to run, not Dredge? We did it with our last build, which was amazing. Emmett Selch.
Millstone?
No.
Or not Millstone, I mean Orb.
Torpor Orb, right. Torpor Orb wouldn't be bad. We could do Torpor Orb. I don't know if we do Torpor Basalt Monolith as a combo in this list, but we could. It's a B3 list. I don't think we're going that hard. But Emmett Selk had, damn it, the Golgari Grave Troll, what's he have? The ability.
Dredge.
Is it Dredge? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Dredge.
I was thinking, I don't know why. I don't know where my head is at. But Dredge. Do we Dredge with a Deadly Devourer?
A little bit of Dredge could be good.
Right. Someone was suggesting Dark Blast, by the way, for Emmett Selch.
Yeah, it's not bad. The more Dredge, the better. But I think having the 2 was good enough for what we wanted.
For what we did, yeah.
And other kind of effects that I think we want is probably Selvala style effects, because if we just make 30 mana and eat 30 creatures, that's going to make us a couple hundred mana next turn. So
yeah, we're never going to outdraw Venom, but we should get damn near close. All right, so we don't have Venom on our deck editor today, so we're going to have a stand-in with the Gitrog monster. Our land base is more or less where we wanted for a B3 deck, although there are 35 lands, and I feel like we could probably cut some basics for MDFCs, but we'll get there when we get there. So he'll be a stand-in. I think we could start by looking into effects like Selvala. Marwyn is only herself, right?
Correct. The 3 that we care about are Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, Bighorn Rancher.
What? Wait.
That's a Fallout card. And then Tanuki Transplanter.
Right, Tanuki I know. But Bighorn Rancher, this one went over my head, dude. Bighorn Rancher. Hold up, that's 5 mana. Okay. He's also vigilant. Shit. He can attack. Oh, he's a big booty boy too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ranch work gets you in the glutes. All right, so sacrifice Bighorn Rancher, you gain life. Tap add mana equal to the greatest power among creatures. Okay, that I like. This is good. Bighorn Rancher's good. All right, so we've got the 3 in. Nope, we don't. But we do now. Bighorn Rancher. Bighorner Rancher? That's it. All right, yeah. And is there a good way to just look up high defense values on Scryfall?
I think you can do sort by toughness. Yeah. Yeah, if you do toughness and descending, it'll show big booties.
Hold up. That is a button I've never clicked, man.
The sort by?
The sort by toughness? Oh, we've sorted cards out here before, but I've never specifically sorted by toughness. Can we cast Emrakul Eon's Torn if it weren't banned? Maybe.
Doesn't it shuffle itself?
Emrakul?
Yeah.
It would be put into a great...
big booty doesn't matter, yeah.
Well, let's just hope someone counters it. The Deadly Cake Devourer. I see, yeah.
That's the Impervious Great Worm.
I mean, okay, so what are we actually going with here? We're not going to go with every big booty guy or gal we see, but Impervious Great Worm?
I think we go with the ones that get into our graveyard easily, because like Death Shadow, we play it for 1, it instantly dies, and then we exile it for 13 counters.
Is it a 13/13 in the grave?
Yeah, because its static ability is not active in the grave. And Phyrexian Dreadnought, kind of the same thing. We play it, sack it, and then exile it.
So I did not eat dinner, so if you hear me munching on nuts... This stream's just gonna go off the rails. Crozon Cloud Scraper? Nope. The Last Ride. The Last Ride's the same thing, but it's not technically a creature. Sadly. Oh, Tree of Perdition kind of works for like a buried alive pile.
Deadly Cake Devourer, good one.
Should we throw the
Good
Tree
one,
of
chat.
Perdition in there? Both the trees are big booties.
We can if you want to.
Yay and nay. They're not great.
I mean, the black tree is really good, but the green tree is kind of eh.
We can have a lot of life, Will.
I mean, the black trees just taps at someone to 13.
Is there much by way of rummage or loot, or I guess we can? What's an easy way to put these in the trash? Is what I'm saying.
There might be like a couple discard cards. There's also another card that I wanted to add just because it is a star power / toughness card that is very good in the graveyard and also puts itself into the graveyard rather easily.
Oh yeah, what's the name of it? Is it another demon?
I'm looking it up right now. It's actually a relatively new card.
Oh, really?
It is. Where are you, friend?
Tree of Perdition.
Okay, hold up. We're gonna search it up by black.
I'll put the trees in for now. The thing is, this card doesn't really have much draw potential. Venom, that is, right? Obviously. So we're going to have to rely on the deck to do these things. So if we could work some ways to just drop these in the trash, like, I wouldn't mind.
Find this card. Hold on.
Also, if we're running things like Savala or Bighorn or Rancher, we want some payoffs, right?
Yeah, well, we can use stuff like Soul's Majesty to draw and to be our win con. Souls of the Lost is the card I was thinking of. This card is functionally Tarmogoyf, but a little bit better. It is 1 and a black for a star and star +1. As an additional cost, discard a card or sacrifice a permanent.
Oh, there you go.
And then it has Fathomless Descent. And Fathomless Descent means that its stats are equal to the number of permanent cards in our graveyard.
That could be good.
So in our graveyard, it will calculate its stats. So if this is in our graveyard, it's probably going to be somewhat big.
Well, if it's just it's even +1.
It's a +2. If it's the only thing in the graveyard, it's a 1/2.
Totally worth it. Yeah, that's just good by itself. Well, Souls of the Lost definitely want some other things in there, but I mean, if we're cracking fetch lands and so on and so
we
forth.
do not have fetches in the list just because I felt like fetches weren't bracket 3.
What? I feel like fetches are bracket 3.
Upgraded precon. It's like, it's people playing against precon decks, but better.
The first thing I would add are fetch lands. If I were upgrading my precon, I want just a little bit more fluidity with my land base. All right. Well, Souls of the Lost might not get there that quickly. We'll see.
Even if we have like 4 things in the graveyard, that's still +5.
Okay, so what payoffs do you want outside of like the Soul's Majesty? Actually, we'll have to look up the grand draw effects, but and I definitely want as much protection for this deck as possible. Part of me just wants to cast a Kozilek, man. That's really all I want.
I just want to cast an Eldrazi.
It's my dream ever since I was a little boy.
One of the wins that we could use is a Gerard Golgari Lich. He's the legendary that lets you sack something to fling it at each opponent.
Gets +1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Okay. Does he get that? He only gets that on the field?
Yeah.
Damn. Sorry, boy.
He's just there as a, what is it, Chandra's Ignition? Kill everybody.
That's pretty good. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, if you're producing a massive mana, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Also, it's an activated ability win, so it's not so bad. Sacrifice a swamp and a forest. Return Gerard. God. Wait, what if you sacrificed a dual land?
Well, you have to sacrifice 2 lands
It
to
wouldn't
do it,
count.
so it cannot be 1 land covering both.
We're never going to use it, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to know.
I mean, maybe, but not really.
No. And you gotta, well, you could tap the swamp in the forest prior to sacking them, by the way, so at least there's that. Yeah, you're a demanding dude to cast. My god. Is that really the only like mass fling we have?
Yeah, I'm looking at the other ones right now. Ram through does not do it. Nope, nope, nope,
I'll
nope.
do draw off power really quick, or draw off. Is there a draw off toughness?
No, not that I know of.
Damn, the disrespect for the Ents. It's unreal. So there's a few of these. We're gonna find the best ones right here, right now. Altar of the Wretched. This is such a good card. Do we need this at all? Just reading it.
I like it. It fills our graveyard and draws us cards. Also, there is a draw equal to toughness. It's Last March of the Ents.
Speaking of Ents,
Granted, it is 8 mana, but it is uncounterable, and then we get to put in any number of creatures from our hand into play.
100% doing that. I'm gonna add it. Like, well, look, if we're going slow, we'll get to 8 mana. So Altar of the Wretched. Man, I want to use this card all the time, but there's never really that many decks that leverage it.
Yeah,
You could use this. Yeah, we could use this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, but we weren't really focused on this. We want to look at some other things. The beginning of your upkeep, if you control, is there a good way to make like token copies of Venom that aren't Venom, like legendary?
I mean,
Not
Helm
in
of the Host.
Golgari. Oh yeah.
I feel like that's super overkill, though. Is there any reason why we want that?
Only so we don't kill Venom himself. But I mean, I guess at a certain point we'll be okay letting him go.
But we have 1 Venom. We just need 1 Venom.
Yeah, but if he dies, you're gonna have to recast him and start the whole thing over again.
I mean, yeah, but we can just ramp. We're in Golgari.
All
They
right.
want to kill our Venom. Fine, we'll just find protection like a Helm of Champions and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll need to add some protection cards. So Legolas's quick reflexes. I guess permanent based protection is probably the best route to go for taking this a little bit slower. Then we can comment on your turn, choose 1. Target land taps or 3. Draw a card if you control a creature. Huh. Glorious Sunrise would be good if it weren't so danged expensive. I don't see Life's Legacy for whatever reason. Am I crazy in this? How is Life's Legacy worded to where it's not showing up on my search here? Soul's Majesty's here.
As an additional cost, sacrifice creature, draw equal to that creature's power.
That's what I wrote. Soul's Majesty. Yeah, so I mean, my search right now is just draw.
I can name pretty much all of them off of you. The only one I don't know is the season from Bloomburrow.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
Return of the Wild Speaker, Soul's Majesty, Rishkar's Expertise, Life's Legacy, Gitrog Wild Ride.
Oh, is that that's the new one, Life's Legacy?
Yeah. We also have Disciple of Freyalise, Disciple of Bolas, and we could go for the Soul Weaver, but Soul Weaver is kind of bad unless we have a sack outlet.
I'm not seeing Gitrog Wild. I'm not seeing this one.
It may not be Wild Ride. It's get Ravenous Ride.
Season of Gathering.
Yep.
How appropriate. Season. Oh my god. Type, Patrick. Season of Gathering. Gitrog's Ravenous Ride.
Yep. Ihongi.
The Gitrog Ravenous Ride. Okay. Also, what were the last two that you mentioned?
Disciple of Freyalise, Disciple of Bolas.
The green one and the black one. Fraley's is the
Modal.
MBFC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Disciple of Bolos. This guy's not modal. But he's pretty good. Pretty sure we used this in our... What was the name of the deck? It was Gitrog and who? No.
Oh,
No.
Alcon?
Yargle Miltani.
Yeah.
God. Disciple of Bolos. Bringing me back. That was actually a good deck.
Yeah.
Hey, Trixie. Good evening. All right. Is that it for the draw based off of power? Let's take a gander.
Yes. Only one that I think we're missing is the Doomweaver, but Doomweaver is only good if you have sack outlets. We also may want a Ruthless Technomancer. ETB, sack a creature, make treasures equal to that creature's power.
Right. Yeah, we can add a Ruthless Technomancer. So, gang, if you want to follow along with the deck, you can check it out in the description, by the way, as we're building it. Obviously, this is a blueprint for you to take and build off of. If you want to change it completely, it's up to you. All right. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, so we've got a lot of draw. We got some mana production. Outside of our 3 draw, make treasures off. Well, make mana off of power. One of them only making green is kind of finicky, but that's okay.
Well, 2 of them only make green.
Oh, we're fucked. What about the trees? Yeah, Trixie. It happened. I put them there. I don't know that they stay there, but I put them there. We can also add like Buried Alive. I think is just going to go in the deck. Buried Alive, Entomb,
and Unmarked Grave.
Right. I think those just belong in the deck. They're pretty easy ways to bin something for us to exile, provided there isn't anything good from our opponents.
Also, the best protection cards for us are probably Champion's Helm.
Oh, so far as permanent-based protection is concerned? Champion's Helm?
Yep. Slippery Bog Bonder.
You just made up a card.
I did not.
Slippery Bog Bonder.
Archon of Endurance.
How do you spell Archon again? Is it with a K?
RCH Archetype, not Archon. I'm dumb. Archetype of Endurance.
Archetype of Endurance.
Big boy that just says your creatures have hexproof, your opponent's creatures don't.
Also, we could just use, if not the Greaves, next week. It says target symbiote, right? Yeah. So not Lightning Greaves.
You have to use Swiftfoot.
Swiftfoot boots, and I mean it's kind of protection. We could put the new spurs on them, but
Lava Spur. The Ward one is not that great in casual.
No.
The last one is potentially Mask of Avacyn. It's 2 to play, 3 to equip. Give a creature +1/+2 and hexproof.
Yeah, it's good enough for me. Sure, I got a copy from Commander Legends somewhere. Okay, so we've got some big booties here. Not a lot, but a few. We've added some tutors. This is B3, so we are limited to game changers. Excuse me. We are limited to 3 game changers, of which we have none. Ancient Tomb will probably be one.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and add some toots really quick that we think are viable for the list. Remember, Whirly Tutor is not a game changer. That means it's not good, Will. We can use as many of those as we want.
It's funny because they said, it's the least diverse top deck tutors, so it should be fine, because the black ones find anything. Enlightened finds artifacts and enchantments, and then Mystical Tutor finds instants and sorceries. Green just finds creatures. It's not like the thing everybody's constantly looking for is creatures.
In a casual setting, I don't even know. Are creatures really the bee's knees?
The creatures are the bee's knees in every format, let's be honest.
I mean...
Are you going to say Boss's Oracle is not a tutor target, Patrick?
Right. Well, it's funny. Looking at only at through the lens of a cEDH player, and I would say like a lion's share of most lists are probably going to be instants and lands, obviously, followed by maybe creatures, but like I feel like in a lot of lists, artifacts and creatures are of equal count. Mandate of Abaddon is a nice board wipe for this type of deck. I'll take your word on it. Actually, I don't think
I'm
I've
going to
played with
use the
Mandate.
restroom.
I'll go for it. I'm gonna look up Mandate of Abaddon. Give me 1 second. Choose target creature you control. Destroy all creatures with power. Yeah, it's pretty good. Provided we don't have anything of value outside of Venom, I do think that this is probably a pretty killer one. I think we also use Toxic Deluge. I want to make sure that we keep our like Savala alive, and our rancher's got a 5 butt. And also the thing is, if we do kill them, it's not so bad. Like if we do kill them, we can just exile them to get even more power. So it's not the end of the world. Steve, I like that suggestion, by the way. Creatures are easy to remove is their logic. Creatures are easy to remove. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of removal you're mainlining. There are more board wipes. Well, I don't even know if that's true. There are more board wipes for creatures than there are anything else. I'd say by a small margin. And then like single target removal, we don't play so narrowly anymore. I feel like we like to use things that have different target options. So I don't even know if that argument works. I know it's not your specific argument here, chapter, but that's curious to me. I don't really care what they add to the game changer list, provided it's not something that is integral for me, and they intend on banning it. Excuse me.
Like the One Ring.
Yeah, that bothers me. That would bother me if I lost the One Ring, but I don't know.
You'd have to go back to Stax Oswald.
Well, we're gonna put the One Ring in here. Do we need the one? Fuck it. Ancient Tomb. What's our last game changer, Will? And then we'll do our tutors. Also, by the way, guys, if for any sort of mass removal or single target removal and or protection spells, let us know. We just need to add interaction, and we're kind of good to go here.
Do we already have Demonic Tutor?
No.
Okay, then we can do Demonic Tutor.
Yeah. So with DT, should we? I mean, is the One Ring?
Also, really quick, why do we have 2 tree petitions in the deck?
Oh, one should be the tree.
Or predation. Sorry, 2 tree predations.
No, one should be redemption. I don't know why I did that. Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted 2 of the better tree.
Are we okay with Ancient Tomb, Demonic? This is so weird. Ancient Tomb, Demonic Tutor, in the One Ring is our.
Do we want to cut the One Ring for Survival of the Fittest so that we can fill our graveyard?
Yeah. Yeah, I always forget that that's a card. But I mean, we also have Fauna Shaman, so
yeah, we're running both. We're running both.
Oh, okay. Hear me out. If we're running Fauna Shaman and we're playing it, we're conceding to the fact that we're playing a slower game. Wouldn't it be better to have like a backup plan with the One Ring to just draw cards, just raw value, as opposed to something that requires you have a draw engine in place, because you're not always just going to have creatures in hand.
Well, I mean, if we need draw, we can use Survival of the Fittest to find
Disciple, I guess.
Disciple Bolus, and then like draw 30.
Okay. But this is yeah. It's just the One Ring is its own thing, where Venom having a big butt or us having a big butt online, there's multiple things that need to happen for us to get draw that way with a higher mana requisite than something like the One Ring, just slowly or gradually drawing cards.
Oh, also, I keep forgetting that this card exists and we should totally be running it. Guardian Augmenter. It's a 3-mana 2/2 with flash that says commanders you control have +2/+2. Commanders you control have hexproof.
Wait, spell that?
Guardian Augmentor, or Augmentor.
Augment. Mm-hmm. Augmentor. Augmentor. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that seems good to me. So we got all the game changer tutors that we can add. We can't do Vamp and we can't do the other one. I think we do want Ancient Tomb, though. What I do want is Crop Rotation, Green Sun Zenith.
Also, I will probably have to tap out when we get to the gameplay section because I feel like I'm dying.
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
Need to
You're
peace
good.
out when we get to around there because I'm like, yeah, no, feeling the physical in it right now.
Malachor Rebirth and Heroic Intervention are helpful. Wonder how many symbiotes there will exist to target. Well, outside of changelings, I just don't know. Honestly,
probably a couple depending on how many venoms they put in because there's so many iterations of venom and then there's carnage. I don't think they're putting in any of the other venoms though, or any of the other symbiotes.
it's not. They're not called battles, right? They're called invasions.
Battles. The type is battle. Their name is invasion.
Of Zendikar.
Ikoria is the tutor.
I never remember the invasion.
You always go for Zendikar, and the worst part is the Zendikar one is really good, and we may actually want to run it because it's just a explosive vegetation.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that.
You didn't forget. You just were recommending a cool card.
Subconsciously, I wanted it. All right, so far as tutors are concerned, we have Worldly Tutor. We're not going to use Sylvan Tutor, right?
Yeah, we don't really. Yeah, we don't. So, any of our creature tutors find, let's say, Death Shadow. I think Death Shadow is the best statted thing for cost, and then we just play it. It dies, then we get 13 on Venom. So is that good enough? And the answer is probably yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so Demonic Tutor, Sylvan Tutor, Worldly Tutor, Crop Rotation, Green Sun Zenith, Finale of Devastation, Invasion of Ikoria, Eldritch Evolution. I think that's it. I don't know if we even really need Eldritch Evolution, to be honest with you. It's just a good way to murk our own thing, really.
Not. I think that because we're not doing anything explosive, and that's usually best if you have some kind of explosive combo you go for.
Right. All right. So far as ramp is concerned, are we going with like a fusion of dorks and artifacts, or we just want to go with dorks?
Dorks are technically better because their bodies to be eaten later. And I know that sounds horrible because paying 3 mana for 1+1/+1 counter sounds like a bad idea. But if we make like 40 mana off of Sylvala, we're fine with that.
So, dorks?
Dorks.
Let's do Arbor Elf. Elvish Mystic. I always love trying to remember if I remember all of the elves. Finehorn Elves? Come on. Llanowar Elves? Bop. Oh, no, we're not going to use that new one, are we?
We are.
The Mulcher?
Mill is really good with our commander.
Oh, he does mill. Yeah. Moss Muncher, what's his name?
He is a tender. I remember what it is. I want to see if you remember what it is because it's a blank tender. It's like a moth thing, a butterfly coming out of a cocoon.
Moss tender, mulch tender.
You're very close. Molt, MOLT tender.
Got there. You want the halfling? Delighted halfling. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Are you using Tainted Strike or no? We can't do Tainted Strike in every deck.
I mean, we can.
It's tempting though. It is tempting though. Steve,
do you know Tainted Strike gives +1/+0?
Yeah,
that was like the most commented thing on that video because we did not catch it instantly, and we're like, I mean, it didn't matter. We could have won without infect there, but
they're right. They were so right. Cycling. The 4 cycling Ent. Oh, does it have a big butt? That's a good idea. We should look at cycling. That's a good idea. Steve, no to Tainted Strike. Wolfsbane, wait, do you have Flare of Cultivation or Flare of Malice in the deck? No. We could, though. I'm going to add them for now. I forget, honestly, what the flares do, but it's like a way to get a body in the grave, right?
Titamith Rex. Titamith Rex is 1 green for cycling. It's an 11/11, and when you cycle it, you put a trample counter on target creature you control. So it gives Venom trample, and then gives Venom 11 counters.
Well, spell that name.
Pitam. Sorry, N. Hard to see out of this eye right now. Titanith Rex.
That sounds amazing. That sounds so good.
It is the best cycle card. Period.
Oh my god, that's amazing. It's an uncommon. Yeah. What is this?
I have that in my old Stick Fingers Dinosaur Tribal deck because I can just keep throwing trample counters around on anything.
Wait. Is the Ent better than this? Wait, what's the name of the Ent? Will streaming on his birthday is insane. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah. Well, streaming on my birthday while I'm sick because I'm dying.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
The Ent is Generous Ent. It's a forced cycling for 1, and it's a 5/7.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I like it. We're gonna use this. We're not gonna use the Timberland Ancient. Yeah, we'll do Generous Ent. It's fine.
Void Beckoner is another decent one. 2 and a black. When you cycle this, give a Death Touch counter to a creature you control, and it is an 8/8.
Damn, dude. They exist. Guys, thank you for putting the cycling bug in our ear, Christopher. Flare of Cultivation's free. Kodama's Reach and Flare of Malice forces each opponent to sack their highest mana value creature.
See, the thing is, I think the flares are bad, except for the fact that they let us put creatures into our graveyards. That is the utility of them. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's good enough.
A Gonosaur? I'm trying here. Okay, it's also a cycler.
Gonosaur Rex. It's from the new set. So it is it's 5 mana, and it is a 8/8 with cycling for 2 and a green. I'll spell it Agonas.
Oh, I found some amazing art for him too, dude.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm sold. You keep reading it though, but actually don't read it. You spare yourself.
Gives 2 counters on a thing, gives it trample, and is indestructible till the end of the turn.
Turn.
That's still fine as like a combat trick where somebody's like, I block Venom, then you're like, cool. Cycle. Discard, get 2 counters on him, make him bigger, exile for 3 mana. That is a total +10/+10. You're dead.
It is a house and limited, I bet. What a card!
It's not a house; it's a dinosaur.
Yeah, it says right there. It's called Subtype, Trixie. I'm just kidding. I would love... Oh my god, Final Fantasy. Tell me we get a creature house monster. If you know, you know. But tell me we get a house monster in Final Fantasy. That's like one of the most famous monsters in the game. All right. Wow. We just added a lot of cool tech. Like legitimately a lot of cool tech. I stopped somewhere in the middle of my dork spamming. I mostly got all of them. I think I missed Boreal Druid. Oh, no. I still need the... What's the one that taps for black, Will?
Elves of Deep Shadow.
Yeah, I always forget her. And Elves of Deep Shadow and...
Death
Right. That's the Golgari one. Thank you. Okay.
I know my dorks. I know
my dorks. Valvagoth is a house. Valgavoth, excuse me. Legendary creature, demon house. Power Fist and Ozolith should go in. Ozolith is... Oh, yes. Ozolith should go in. Yes, Ozolith should... Is there... Thank you for bringing that up. Is there anything else that operates like Ozolith, Will?
Hold on. Let me Just type in counters, and then we should get a
Right.
couple options. I know there's like straight up other Ozolith as well, but I don't
Oh,
think it functions like the first one.
we should put in Urza's the Urza land. Just to make sure we get Ozolith out. It's a 1-drop, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
Urza's
1-drop.
Urza's engine, Urza's what?
Do we want branching evolution, double encounters put on stuff?
Oh, I mean we could do like hardened scale. Oh, wait, well, branching evolution I guess is just better.
Yeah.
Sure. Wait,
It's 3 mana versus hardened scales, which is 1 mana, give an additional 1, and doubling season, which is 5 mana.
okay, what is the enchantment land again, Will? Urza's what?
Urza Saga?
Urza's Dayspa? Urza's Saga? I just
these nuts?
here. Look, let me just look. You type in Urza, and it's nothing. He has so this guy. This guy's all over this fucking game. He has so many cards. It's obnoxious, and I honestly haven't used it in a long time, so I don't remember Urza Saga. Thank you.
Also,
Urza Sag.
One card that might. Oh wait, hold up.
Thank you, Trixie.
Hydra's Growth. Hydra's Growth.
Are there any other counter doublers you guys can think of that we should be using? Let us know. But we're going to throw in Hydra's Growth and Branching Evolution as well as the Ozolith. That was an excellent suggestion. Best suggestion of the night.
Fun card to probably include is Kodama of the West tree.
I'm sorry. Should we look at Power Fist really quick too?
Sure. I think Power Fist is name a color, right?
Well, you just get trample and you get +1/+1. When it deals damage, you get +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
I think Power Fist.
I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, Power Fist makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for this deck. Okay, sorry. What do you want to look up, Will?
I can't remember. One quick second. Popping back into the stream.
Oh, that's okay. I might just drop in Noxious Revival while we're here. I do think that it's a good card. Do you want Ewit in here? Is it too slow, even like a casual setting?
Ewit's good. I like Ewit. What was it? It was Kodama of the West Tree. Do you remember what that Kodama does, Patrick?
Is this the partnered one?
This is Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty.
No, I don't.
2 in green for a 3/3 that says modified creatures you control have trample. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage, search your library for a basic land and put it into the battlefield tapped. You have Venom trample and search lands when Venom connects.
I mean, that seems pretty good. Also, I keep forgetting that Venom's vigilant. Like, he'll handle anything on the ground. This guy will reach. 3/3 is pretty weak, but I feel like that's a really good effect.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he had reach as well. Okay.
Yeah, man. He doesn't look that tall, but he's got a lot of reach on those arms. I haven't pulled Flare of Malice in Marin yet. Okay, so where are we with this deck? We've gotten all of our ramp out of the way. Apart from Soul Ring, I will put Soul Ring in. Are there any other artifact rocks that you think are valid or worth running?
Arcane Signet.
Just that.
Generally good go-to. No downside, just the best rock. The best 2-drop rock.
How about Essence Harvest, Will? 2 generic, 1 black. Target player loses X life, and you gain X life where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
Do we have to sack a creature for that, or is that just straight up drain a guy?
You just drain a guy.
Sure, that's life gain.
Are there more cards that do this? There must be. There must be. That's not bad. I mean, it's going to lead to some feel bads when you knock out that one guy. You're like, what'd you say about Venom? You don't think this is a legit deck? Okay, let me just do this really quick. Target player loses X life. I'm just going to do that really quick.
I cannot wait for the mirror match when 2 people break out their Venom decks so that they can go, we are Venom.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's what else we got that reads the same or similarly. We have Wall of Limbs. +1/+1 counter. Target player loses X life where X is Wall of Limbs power. Not what we want. Target player loses X life and you gain X life where X is the sacrifice creature's power. Sacrifice another warrior creature. Blood Chin Fanatic. No, not doing it. When enchanted creature dies, target player loses X life and you gain X life where it or X is its power. Dying Wish. That was his wish. I wish I could rewrite my every deed and kill you with my first breath instead of my last. What the fuck? That is killer flavor text. Holy crap! I've never seen Dying Wish, but that is brutal. Who wrote? I said this before, Will, but I want to be on the team at Wizards that just works on flavor text. Like, is it the card designer? Like, who is the? Because there's some pretty genius writers for some of these. So some of the flavor, that is the best flavor text I've ever seen. Essence Harvest, which we read, and then Roiling Horror for 5 mana. I think it's probably loses one now. Okay, yeah, we don't want that. Holy crap! I want to use Dying Wish just for that shit. But I mean, obviously, Exile stunts us. Also, you already suggested a mass kill effect with the 5-drop you mentioned. I forget how big it was.
Somebody else mentioned that in chat. Yeah, it was.
Oh, you brought it up. I thought you did.
No, somebody else did. It was.
I'll find it really quick.
Yeah, I'm looking back through chat, but I can't find it.
Do things like Souls of the Lost get the toughness pump even in your graveyard? Says Rhea.
Well, I can probably pull it back up from when you went over the card.
No, it's okay. It made a lot of sense though. No, it's Gerard. You said it. Gerard.
Yeah. Mandate of Abaddon.
Mandate. Where is Mandate? That sounds like a sorcery speed spell. You don't offer mandates at instant speed.
Unless
as the board wide.
Then you mandate a whole lot at instant speed.
All right, Will, does this deck care about Orcish Bowmaster? Does casual care about Orcish Bowmaster? No?
Not really, because either people aren't drawing a lot or people are drawing a metric crap ton. But then it's like Orcish Bowmaster does a lot at some time and then does nothing at other times, but people just kill it.
Trixie, you might have just won. My favorite flavor text is Gorilla Titan. We'll just look it up.
All right.
Look it up. Oh, shit. I kind of want to foil
Gorilla Titan. I want a banana this big, and it's the art of the card is just...
That might be the best, actually. That might be the best. I'm with you.
Best design, yeah.
That's so funny, man. This was written by the card designer, by the way. Did Heather Hudson suggest, like, who does the flavor text? I need to know. Like, this is a question I'm dying to get the answer to. All right, Will, what are we missing at this point? Because the deck has it all.
Removal.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I don't need permanent removal if you have player removal.
Yeah, right. Well,
probably Gandhi. Somebody said that.
Well, with the how much single target protection do we want to run? Like Legolas's quick reflexes, stuff like that.
I think we have enough protection because a lot of our protection,
really,
that even the permanent protection we have is instant speed a lot of the time. So we're probably fine with protection on Venom. We really do just need removal, and I think we're done.
You wouldn't want to add anything like Sylvan Safekeeper that's repeatable or like anything like that. Safekeeper's Keep as you can find it with like Greenstone.
Nah, I think we're good.
All right.
We can also find the flash guy. Your commanders have +2/+2 and hexproof guy.
So, oh yeah, we already added that.
Yeah.
All right. So so far as removal is concerned, Will, what's tickling your fancy right now?
All of the good 1-drops. Cut down, Nature's Claim, Natural State.
That's all the good ones right there.
Oh, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Indeed.
Oh, do we want to use the mass choose CMC and underwipe. I know it kind of fucks us up, but
Culling the Weak.
yeah, culling the week.
That doesn't hurt us too bad. Even if it hits our dorks, it hurts our opponents more, and we can just choose not to cast it.
Wait, there's a choice.
There's always a choice, Patrick.
And you see in Magic, you can either put the spell on the stack and tap the resources, or keep it in your hand. Okay, fair.
You can call another day.
Fucking cashews at 50, guys, come on. Please take the poll seriously. If you're not gonna vote on these polls with your heart, then I don't want to know your answer. I'm not gonna lie though. Actually, I do savor a cashew. I think cashews might be my favorite nut on that list, but I probably eat peanuts the most. It's also like how I love sushi, but I just don't really go out for sushi that often. Especially when you've had sushi at its height. Like anything below that is kind of disappointing. Sorry. Okay. Lord of Extinction. Well,
what does the Lord of Extinction do?
I'll tell you. Lord of Extinction. 5 mana.
Oh yes, it's the big boy. Yes,
the biggest of boys.
That.
Ooh, it's the biggest of boys. Fuck. Look at that one. I didn't know that we got a masterpiece from Amonkhet. Have fun reading that. Sure. That's pretty sick. Are there more like Lord of X's?
Let me.
Yo, that is Trixie, by the way. That was so good. The flavor text on that card. Ghastly Demise. Yeah, please give me your favorite removal to fill out this list, and we'll go with that. Keep it bracket 3 if possible. Which, I mean, I think we're at anyways. Destroy target non-black creature if its toughness is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. Huh. To be honest, I've never used this card. I don't know. Do we like that? It's not bad. I'm torn with tutors and casual. I don't like them because it kind of defeats the purpose of singleton. But also, why can't people play with cards they open and buy? Peanut and Coke is so good. Huh? Peanuts and Coke? Like the drink? I don't buy that. What? That's not a thing. No one puts peanuts in Coke. I currently got 4 game changers in my Edgen deck. Which should I take out? Rhystic Study, Cyclonic Rift, Jessica's Will, and Fierce Guardianship. I don't know how bad Edgen needs. I feel like Cyclonic Rift has the most alternatives.
I feel like Cyclonic Rift is the biggest like game flipper.
That
Jessica's
too, though.
Will is kind of mediocre depending on how you're building your deck.
I'm between those two.
Yeah.
But wait, First Guardianship I feel like is kind of a must, and Rhystic Study is not even up for debate.
Fierce and Rhystic are good. If you have enough counter spells, you might be able to get rid of Fierce Guardianship, but I usually like Fierce Guardianship.
Trixie, I really want to try this, by the way. Sorry.
Ashaya and Cultivator Colossus are star power toughness cards that care about the number of lands you control, so they might be good, but they're not going to be crazy.
Let's do Beast Within, Will.
Yeah, I like Beast Within.
I'll make a beast out of you yet. Ram through. That's exactly what Venom's going to be doing.
Yeah.
He's going to see that big booty. He's going to devour it. It even looks like it. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If that creature has trample,
deal overkill damage.
Well, we won't have trample consistently, but I mean, I don't know.
When we do, it is a kill spell.
Sure. Yeah, actually. More things like Lord of X, Mortivore, Old Stick Fingers, Souls of the Lost, Umbra Stalker.
We do have Souls of the Lost.
We do have Souls of the Lost. We don't have Old Stick Fingers, but that doesn't quite work, does it?
Curious about the number of creatures in your grave.
Yeah. But what about Umber Stalker? I'm sorry, did you just talk about Umber Stalker?
I don't think so.
Equal to the number of black mana symbols and mana cost of cards in your graveyard. It's a lot of words.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of pips for late game. I like it.
Just add a bunch. Add a bunch. So like take a sip of the Coke. I'm sorry, I am curious about this. I take a sip of the Coke and then I put peanuts in the Coke. Because here's the Will, have you ever been to a Five Guys?
Yes.
Okay. So Five Guys has peanuts that they just give you because they cook everything in peanut oil, and I don't know why. It's just a thing they've been doing for years. There's a Five Guys right next to where I work. I go there all the time. I usually don't drink sodas, but I'll get a soda from there and grab a mess of peanuts and just drop them in. Shell on or shell off? By the way, I assume shell off. Usually my dad takes half a packet of peanuts from the station and puts them in the Coke. My uncle does the full pack. I recommend half to see how you like it. I feel like I'll like it, but does like the Coke dissolve the peanut? I've seen it work on like bloodstains on concrete. I assume.
By the way, Primal Crux. It's a green version of that black card you're looking at right now.
Oh, is it just better?
It's just green. It's the green version of that.
Do you think we need either?
I like both because they count our instants and sorceries and stuff. So they're going to be like. Also, they count themselves in the graveyard, which is just already going to pip a lot.
Yeah. That's actually really good now that I think about it. Because Primal Crux either one of these is what? It's 3, and the other one had more pips, right? 2, 4, 6.
The other one was 3. This one is 6.
Yeah, that's even better. Okay. It's funny that they didn't make them equivalent. They're both from Morningtide. I wonder why they would do that. Was it just why make the black one easier? There's like rituals that apply directly to it.
Because the green one has trample. They need to make it harder for the keyword.
Archdruid's Charm, Will?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, me too. Archdruid's Charm. Tear Asunder. Another thing that Venom's going to be doing. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, I need to read the rest. I don't even need to read the rest. I kind of like this. Do you like Tear Asunder, Will? For 2 mana total.
Yeah, it's 2 mana just to exile a thing. It's good.
Well, you have to kick it.
Afford to exile anything.
Right, but I mean, like opposing One Rings, I'll exile a Game Changer.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't dissolve, but the flavor mixes really well. I'm kind of stoked to do... Will, have you done this? Are you Southern like this?
No. I'm not a fan of any kind of nuts because I used to have a peanut allergy as a kid. So now whenever I taste any kind of nut, I'm like, I'm going to die, even though I'm totally fine now because I'm over the allergy. But
all right,
my physical reaction is like, you need to spit it out. You're going to die. You're going to die if you don't spit it out.
So you don't go to Five Guys then?
I do not. I go sometimes, but not frequently.
Gotcha.
Because the smell of the peanut oil frying irritates me, but it doesn't kill me.
This sounds awesome, by the way, guys. Thank you for saying this. Wow. Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. I am going to try this. I need to set a reminder or something. I'm going to do this next time I go to Five Guys. I almost went there today. This location kind of is iffy. They kind of suck often, but it's okay. Like I still like going there. All right. They're just not consistent. I feel like every other Five Guys in the world I've gone to has been fantastic. And this one, for some reason, they always sometimes the patty's dry or they forget ingredients. And I'm like, it's on the thing. It's like, it's on the paper that's in front of you. Like, I don't know. But they do it consistently, whereas every other location I've been to is always like top notch. Like easily my favorite fast food burgers. I wouldn't really call them fast food. What? There's a word for like upscale chains like that. They're kind of expensive now too. I don't remember them being that expensive, but they're pretty damn good, and they got peanuts, so it's happening. But I gotta crack them shells. It'll take a while, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. All right, Will. Altar of the Wretched. By the way, we need to cut 16 cards.
Okay.
Champion's Helm, Altar of the Wretched, Arcane Signet, Mask of Avacyn.
We can cut the mask.
Yeah. Power Fist, I like. Switchfoot Boots, Soul Ring, and the Ozolith. Yeah,
All those are good.
all good cards. All right, everyone, tilt your head. Invasion of Ikoria, an Invasion of Zendikar.
We can cut Invasion of Zendikar.
Yeah.
I know that you're very excited about putting that card in every deck, Patrick, but
I'm just trying
it is
to
just a rampant growth and like a medium-sized body on the back.
just trying to do new things, man. Last March of the Ents.
I feel like that's so high cost that we can cut it.
Well, Will, I mean, we've got Savala.
Yeah, we do. We have like the mana cheat stuff, but I feel like we don't need it.
Season of Gathering.
We can also cut Flare of Cultivation. It's Cultivate, but I feel like we don't care about Cultivate. We're like kind of an aggro deck.
Did you hear that, people? We don't care about Cultivate. Mandate of Abaddon is damning, but not as like fulfilling as, say, a Culling Ritual, which didn't make its way into the deck. I kind of want to cut.
Wait, didn't we put Culling Ritual in the deck?
We definitely talked about it.
Oh,
you know what? I had to automatically do it. It put Culling the Weekend instead of Culling Ritual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just thought, I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Wait. Oh, no, it does make sense, because I definitely did that wrong. Culling the Week again. No, Culling Ritual. I think that's what I did. I just saw the first thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Abaddon to do Culling Ritual instead. I'm building Hashton Legends, and I'm so excited for it. Hashton looks really dope, by the way. We haven't touched Hashton on the channel. I feel like we've talked about touching Hashton. We just haven't gotten around to it. We got so many damn spoilers, Will.
Touched by Hashton.
Did we put Beseju, Who Shelters All, Phyrexian Tower, High Market, Takenuma, and Abandoned Mire?
No, we have like a very generic land base. I don't think we need to go too fancy on the lands.
Really?
Also, we can probably cut like actually we have modal lands as well, don't we?
We don't have it. We don't really put any modal lands in here, my guy.
It's just Disciple.
Oh god.
We can probably cut like 2 lands though, because I think 36 is a good land count.
36?
Yeah, so we're at 38 right now with Disciple.
Okay, so of the lands you mentioned there, I really want Phyrexian Tower, so I am going to add Phyrexian Tower.
We can cut basics for those.
Yeah. Is there any other MDFCs you want to add, Will? We have the best one, arguably.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the other ones don't really do much for us.
Turn Timber Symbiosis is good.
It's okay, but it doesn't really do a ton.
Well, actually, no. You know why I want the MDFCs? Because if we are using the Crux in the other one, the pips are actually going to be relevant if they're in the trash. True. So I feel like we kind of need them. Shoot. Sorry, man.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna just add Turn Timber Symbiosis. That's it. And I guess I could do Agadim's Awakening. Just the oldies, the goldies. You know them, you love them. What do you think about cutting a spell removal for a creature-based removal? Ergo... Sorry, i.e. id something? Gem Razor. It's just more fuel for Venom. Gem Razor? It's not a bad idea.
I don't think it makes too much difference, because we already have big things that we can eat for Venom, but then if we need like a little bit of extra fuel, we're just eating everybody's graveyards because we had Silvala in play. Also, we can cut the trees.
Damn, well.
We got better things than the trees now.
Wow. He saw that thing that at the end of checkout that said, "Would you like to round up to plant a tree?" And he said, "Nah."
I'll round up to cut down trees. Fuck you.
Where's the option to cut down more trees? Please don't.
Let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up and die.
Oh my god. Humanity. Essence Harvest, Toxic Deluge, DT. I don't know about DT. Finale of Devastation, Life's Legacy, Ooga Chaka, Unmarked Grave, GSC, and Sylvan Tutor. Love it all. I love it all, Will.
Indeed.
I'm gonna cut 1, 2 forest and 1, 2,
We
3,
can probably
4.
cut crop rotation. We can go to instance.
Oh my god, Will. You don't want to get your Death Cap Glade out that much sooner?
Nah.
What about Disciple Frailise for an MDFC? Oh, we got Disciple Frailise, unless we don't. No, we do.
Disciple of Frailise. We like Disciple of Frailise.
Damn, you're hating on crop rotation.
Well, I mean, like, we don't have super fancy lands in this deck.
Says you.
Like Urza Saga?
Tutor for a tutor, man. You've never done that?
Oh, yeah, but the issue is it's tutor for a tutor waiting 2 turns to tutor.
It is ramp, though. It is technically quality ramp. Well, it's a second land drop per turn. Yeah.
It really isn't. You're sacrificing a land to get it, so you're land neutral.
True. But if it's an ancient tomb.
We can also cut the flares, both green and black.
I already took them out. Oh, no. No, I did not. I'm sorry. Disciple is an MDFC. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, so we've got beyond the 1 MDFC that I'm looking at, we have 2 more, which is 35 lands, and I'm happy to just stay 35. I always elect to go less lands than the average bear. Gonna be honest with you. Right, Will, we need to cut 4 more cards here.
All right. Did you cut the trees?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, let's see if I will update. It did update. Good. Wait, why does it say we have 38 lands? That's not including the modals.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Save and continue. Sorry. Now check. We need to cut 4 more cards, Will. Death's Shadow, Souls of the Lost. I'm trying to think of which ones are the worst.
Hydra's Growth is probably... well, let's cut the counter doublers, because I think that they're kind of win more.
100%. Yeah. Like both of them?
Yeah, both of them. The Hydra's Growth is the better of the 2, but I think that both of them are cuttable.
Should we have put in Sylvan Library?
I think we're fine.
He's just saying that. Put in Sylvan Library. if you're playing this deck, put in Sylvan Library. There's gonna be times where you just don't have a big booty boy, and you're gonna wish you had a library to refer to. Because looks aren't everything, people. They're not everything. I'm gonna put it in now. I'm sorry. I like to be educated. If Wizards of the Coast made a theme park, would you like for there to be a Sylvan Library? Honestly, if they made a theme park, I wonder what would be the coolest attractions there. Like, what would be the main attraction? And please don't tell me anything with that janky wannabe Pokemon character. Loot. Loot's magical hayride. What would Loot could do to like a world hopping adventure, I guess. All right, we got
the waterfall ride at Disney World.
Yeah, the log one.
Yeah, the log ride. I want that, but with Gitrog Monster.
I would enjoy that. Actually, would enjoy that. What else?
We can probably cut Archetype of Endurance. It's kind of like the clunkiest piece of protection that we have.
Loot is so cool. I'm crying. I'm sorry. I'm only hating on Loot because he kind of looks weird to me. I don't know. He looks just weird in a lot of the images that they've made for Loot. He just looks kind of weird to me. But I'm being super judgmental, and I'm sorry.
We can cut Souls of the Lost. I think it's probably our worst generic big static creature because it doesn't put itself 100%. In the yard.
100%. Also, Jace's magical mirror room. I just feel like that guy's vain as fuck. Like, I don't know, like lore-wise, but I feel like he's probably into vanity, and he's probably very vain.
You know, it's funny because that is the exact opposite of his character.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's like actually a really chill dude for the most part. Like
Have you?
he's the freaking autistic kid who's like, no, we have to do everything in the right way, but I do want to help.
Okay, okay. Because if you look at his images, they make him look so snobby. Like, not a person I would ever want to be associated with. He looks like such an ass. I don't know why. Something about him, he just looks like an ass to me.
All I gotta say is like my favorite scene with Jace is when Liliana's whining and dining Gideon, and then
Mm.
she's like, "Okay, I'm doing all this because I need your help with the thing." And then Jace Plains walks in and he says like, "Yo, Gideon, a whole bunch of people are gonna die. Can you help me save their lives?" And Gideon's like, "Yeah, bro." And they just kind of fist bump, and then they walk out. And Liliana's like, "Fuck, I was trying to get you to help me," and then he's like, "Yeah." And Gideon just went, "Yeah, but you were manipulating the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
So obviously I don't trust you."
So
But Jason's a
Gideon,
bro.
Gideon said bros before hoes.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
Gideon
saying?
said bros before hoes and was like, "Yeah, Jason's a bro."
He's had his mind wiped like 500 times. That's not
Yeah,
that's not an excuse for the arrogance, the arrogance in his art. I think it's just how he's drawn. He looks so arrogant. I don't. I maybe I've just seen dramatic reversal so many damn times. I'm just fed up with this asshole. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just bitter for being reversed. All right.
dramatically.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to cut one more card. Is it going to be an instant? Is it going to be a creature?
Uh,
I'm going to say Umbra Stalker is the second weakest link because we don't have that many black cards.
yeah, we can cut Umber Stalker. We already have like enough well-statted creatures with all the cycling stuff.
Well endowed creatures. Yeah, we do. We do have quite a few well endowed creatures. All right, guys. So we do have the Good Rogue Monster as a stand-in for Venom. We Are Venom is completed mostly. This is B3. Technically, you could amp this up a little bit more if you wanted to, because we are within the limitations for bracket 3. That is 3 game changers, no mass land destruction, yada yada yada. Refer to our video on the Commander bracket system. But as it stands, I think this could be a pretty menacing, perhaps vigilant deck with a tinge of exile. Will, I understand if you need to head out.
I will be heading out because my throat is killing me. But I hope you enjoy Goldfishing the deck, and I hope everybody else has a great rest of the stream.
Yes, wish him another happy birthday. Happy birthday, Will. Yeah, enjoy your evening. Try to. Oh shit, you're gonna get double Patrick. Perfect. This happens with Discord. I'm just gonna let there be 2 of me, because I too like Jace. I'm a little vain. So Venom Deadly Devourer. Let's see how this performs. I'm curious to know. Jace is a fuck boy, though that needed to be humbled a few times to be better. Gideon is that bro that always has your back. He's the best. I buy that. I do like Gideon. All right, so Arbor Elf plus Command Tower. Maybe not our best start, but we do have Survival of the Fittest, Sylvan Tutor, a really good Cycler, but not quite good until we get our Commander out. We have both Malt Tender and Arbor Elf. This is so very nearly a great hand. Here's what I'm going to do. I do want to test this. So let's just go ahead and break this hand in. Gideon's the Chad meat, but he's also dead. Is he officially dead? Has he not been resurrected? Isn't that a spell? We'll take our draw for turn. We get a cut down. Okay, we've got some options. We're going to do this, and then I guess we'll just put the Malt Tender down because that for sure gives us ramp next turn, provided we play a spell in addition. Wow, these are both really bad. Let's cross our fingers on a forest. I would keep this because Malt Tender. Yeah, I was going to put Malt Tender down, but I keep forgetting it has to be our grave. Like, we could just start milling ourselves. We can start milling ourselves, and at least that's of value, where the Arbor Elves can't really do anything. So, okay, sure. Hope we draw a land. If we don't draw a land, then we'll probably go to a new hand, okay? Because it's pretty risky. Didn't draw a land. Okay, so we can mill. Is that a land? Next hand. Next hand. I kind of wish we had Dryad Armor in the deck just so that we had options for Green Sun Zenith by way of ramp. We definitely don't have one though. Okay. Next turn we could cycle this out, and that's not the end of the world. I definitely want an 11/11 in my trash. It just sucks that we're not really getting the benefit of it. Tanuki Transplanter, we're kind of far from. Man, I really do wish we had something for Green Sun Zenith. This doesn't feel like a bad hand either. The other hand would have been really good if we just hit a land drop with those 2 first draws, but we'll keep this, see what happens. All right, the plot thickens with the Phyrexian Devourer. We're not going to track our life or anything. Not that we were losing life, but we're not going to be worried about that. All right, next turn. Oh, thank God, not punished. Okay, so we have 3 mana and a dream. A Green Sun Zenith might just need to get a dork. Transplanter is so good in Bellow. Here it's okay. I think we're not able to use the green for much, but it could be good. I almost want to cycle this boy in like Green Sun Zenith something, but I can't do both. So why don't we just Green Sun Zenith? We'll do it with our creature because who knows how long he'll be here. So far as our options are concerned, let me just like look at our deck list really quick. I do think it's probably Birds of Paradise or Delighted Halfling. I don't know that Venom's going to be outed like that, and Bop gives us more options into the light, so kind of just want to go for Birds of Paradise. All right, let's just do Birds. And we'll hold up the green as if we had something. It wouldn't hurt us to just drop the Phyrexian Devourer as well right now and just get that out of the way. Might as well. Bloop! So Devourer can't pay the cost. Sacrifice him. Would keep it from multiple. I got one question about Edgin. I'm running 30 lands, but 7 MDFCs. Should I have more lands or am I good? I'm sorry, are 30 of those lands MDFCs or do you have 37 lands? If this is a bracket 3 deck, then Will was suggesting we average around 34 to 36. I would say give or take. I think he was kind of recommending 36, but I prefer a lower land count because, you always just miss the lands anyways. I usually would like to draw into actual cards that are playable than have mana sufficient to cast them into the late. I know that doesn't quite make sense, but it's usually my philosophy. This is not great. We did want another land drop here. I wish we had more MDFCs in the deck, but we'll look into adding more later. We'll tap out for the boy. We should only need 1 black for Venom, right? Okay. Whoop, sorry. Whoop, sorry. Venom. You're probably fine then. If you need to make space, I would bring it down to 36. So you'd like cut 1. Okay, so we've got Venom and we've got a big body. This is the only reason I wouldn't have wanted to play Phyrexian Devourer because I don't want people to be scared about Venom. But that's okay. It happened. Because the thing we could have done next turn is Swiftfoot Boots, attach Venom for protection, and then played the thing. But we wouldn't have mana sufficient to exile the thing. So, next turn. Fauna Shaman, you say? Well, here I kind of just want to cycle and hopefully we hit a land and then do the thing. We can also put Tanuki down. I know this feels weird, but I kind of just want to put Swiftfoot Boots down to give our boy protection. And then just swing. He's a 4/4? Yeah, swing 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll do that. Yep. We can make it big, but like we're not really doing much if he's not wearing safety. So we're going to do this. 4/4. Pass. Wow. Maybe I should add more lands. Apparently I should add more lands. Well, I mean, we're just sitting on these 2 suckers. And again, like, exiling this thing doesn't really do too much until we can critical mass do something better. So I would rather just drop the Sylvala while she has like hopes of drawing a card. She ain't gonna draw a damn thing, but actually, Sylvala could be bad if we're trying to avoid having our opponents draw a card. But her mana gain is actually quite good here, because it's in any combination. Where Tanuki and the other one is only green, so I kind of just want to drop her. Good night, Wolfsbane. We'll attack with a Gitrog, the Venom monster. Again, it's vigilant, so we needn't worry about that. But next turn should be better for us, provided all this stuff lasts. We don't really have much by way of protection. There's a swamp. Okay, so the goal now is to cycle the shit out of things. Pump him. So let's see what we can do on turn 6. Okay. We'll go land, elf, and we'll exile this Phyrexian Dreadnought and put... I'm going to move the power values here and then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have a 16, 16. We're going to tap the forest here in Sylvala to create 16 mana. I will track this. What do we have? Genuinely, I do want to start with these cyclers. So we'll start with the lower one first. The death touch counter is cool, but the trample counter is even better. Do this. We're going to put it here, obviously. It's a trample counter. So cycle this with 2 mana. We'll just say 8 and 8. Although realistically, I feel like we could go 4 and 12, but we'll just do 8 and 8. But let's not think too hard on the mana math. We're just going to go for it. So cycle this, draw a card. Gitrog Ravenous Riot. Deals kind damage to a player. You may sacrifice a creature that's saddled to this. If you do, draw X cards or X's, and then put X lands into play. So technically, we could go real nutty here in like Ravenous Ride, saddle this sucker, and draw a shit ton of cards. My only qualm is we're gonna lose out on some mana, right? Technically, but we've got 5, 9, 11 cycle for 3, and we can just let Gerard die because we can always bring Gerard back later, right? So we could technically play out our hand, crew this, and do the thing. Is that crazy? I mean, I kind of want to go like 16 deep. I kind of want to go 16 deep and keep going. I wish we had a way to untap Sylvala, but we don't. That sounds like a fun time, though. Do the lands come into play tapped? Yeah, they do. Get out of here. Yeah, I really wanted to recast Venom on the same turn. Well, we're not going to do that. That's a bad idea. Okay, so we'll at least put down Void Beckoner. Put down. Cycle the Void Beckoner, and we'll give this... Do I have to give... I mean, we might as well give something else Death Touch, right? No, there's no point. Our eggs are in this basket. Okay. And we will draw a card. Disciple of Freyalise. You may sacrifice another creature. Well, this lets us do the thing now, but it's 5 mana, and then we'll have 6 mana remaining. So that's actually exactly enough to recast Venom. This is a weird mix of things happening here, because the cocktail really wants to draw cards, because we kind of got stuck there for a little while. But this isn't quite good without multiple ways of producing massive gobs of mana. And you feel like you're losing out if you get rid of Venom right now. Obviously, we should attack before we do anything, but we have 11 mana floating, so it's like, do I Freyalise, draw 16? without much to do with those 16 and like discard down, that just feels bad. Obviously the discarding down is just going to put big creatures into our trash, but like we kind of did that pretty efficiently. Fauna Shaman might be a good solution to help find a game ender here, though. Gerard is like the game ender. Can we just do the thing now, though? Like, Gerard is 7 mana. Could we have done it before? No. Pretending that we need to do... Because, like, at this stage of the game, they wouldn't have 40 life. They'd probably be closer to around 30, 34 each, maybe? If I was swinging, then yes. So before we even cycled that, if we had 14 mana, it's 7 for this. And then I only had 10. I could have gotten up to 27. No, I don't think it would have been enough to do the thing. I think we could try to game end with Gerard later. We should try to keep our commander where he's at. I'll drop a Fauna Shaman, some decent distractions. I'll drop the... kind of just want to get out of my hand the Gitrog, but... I mean, we do need something to ditch with Fauna Shaman, so I might as well keep it. I'll go to 4. I don't want to present Gerard right now because it's not a good look for us. But what I will do is exile the 11/11 and really scare them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ramp. So that brings us down to 2 mana. Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned with is losing Sovala because that's sort of our cash cow right now. Well, with Tanuki, I guess we've got a little bit of backup. That's about all we can do. If we want to get cheeky, we could move the boots to Fauna Shaman and do a thing with Fauna Shaman and then move the boots back. Might as well. Okay, so and hopefully in this instance no one kills Venom. But we'll tap using this for the Fauna Shaman ability. I don't think we need Ravenous Ride. I'd rather have Freyalise as my play option. And, like, potential land drop. I mean, technically, we could just drop Gerard and bring him back. Let's just get rid of the Gitrog. It shouldn't matter too much either way. All right, so far as creatures are concerned, really, we just want, like, another thing that can auto-die or cycle. I think we're there damage-wise, though. Like, next turn. At this instance, it's like a matter of getting some form of protection with this creature. Well, Guardian Augmenter is pretty good, but we've got the boots already. Generous Ent isn't a bad idea. Let's grab the Generous Ent. Because we don't really have, like, this is another one of those things where we don't have... Like, if we were to strap the boots on a Savala, if we had... What is it? The one tree that, like, untaps everything, then we would have, like, a different game plan with that. Temur Sabertooth, some sort of shenanigan with that, but we're not trying to end the game that way. Though we could. Let's move the boots back. We technically don't have to do this, but I would rather keep them protected. You know what? Actually, I lied. Can't we just attach boots to you as well? Oh my god. I'm an idiot. Totally forgot those boots add haste. We could probably have ended the game here. Can we still end the game here? Probably not. Because we need black resources for Gerard. We need 3 black. Okay, well, we probably could have ended the game here with Gerard's ability, but that's okay. Let's do... Just to illustrate that we can do this. Whenever transplanter or equipped creature attacks, add mana equal to... It's so not essential. It's fine. I don't think... Actually, because it's based off attacking and not tapping, I don't know if that way we could have won. But we'll attack here with a Trample, Death Touch, Vigilance, Menace, Venom. That is 27/27. And kill someone if they can't do anything about this. Next turn. The Ozolith, not so bad. I mean, I might as well put that down there just because. This is what we needed, honestly. This is what we needed before, like the Freya Lease or the Get Rog or anything like that. That's actually quite good. At the beginning, comment on your turn if the Aldous has counters, and you may move those counters. Yep, that's really, really good here. But we're going to try to end the game here, provided this board state remained the same. Yeah, okay. And the easiest way to do this is to bloop, bloop, after bloop, bloop, bloop. We're going to exile this other big baddie here and go up 8, and then we're going to tap Sylvala for mana. But we'll go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 35? 35? Is that enough to end the game? We'll make 35 mana. We'll make it all blue. No, we'll make it all half black, half green. We'll go Gerard. If Gerard is good, we'll sacrifice Venom and murk everyone for 35-35. If that for some reason wasn't enough, there was like some crazy life gain deck, then obviously we would do the end thing to forest cycle and then also exile the end and go up +7. So we're at 42. I think 42 should hopefully kill everyone. But that got there. That's not bad. Oh shit, my other face is gone. Sorry. Well, you're just gonna have to see that for a little while. Okay. Let's play test this one more time, and I'm gonna call it an eve for myself as well because I should probably eat dinner. Just a one Urza Saga, huh? We got a little MDFC here, but it's not the one that provides the color we need. Yeah, we're gonna skip on this hand. Okay, Elvish Mystic Force is always a nice sight. Twilight Mire for a filter land. Season Gathering Disciple Bolas. Both these things draw. Ram through for later. I mean, we have a pretty early Venom. The only thing that could make this better is one of those Cyclers. The Cyclers are the best thing in this deck so far, by the way. They're quite good. I really want Ozolith before we Disciple of Bolas, but you gotta pick your battles, people. We'll do the Forest, and then we'll do the Elves of Deep Shadow just to give us our colors. Okay, next turn. Sylvan Library. That is exactly what I want to see in moments like this. Okay, so, excuse me. We're going to do the Forest here for the Elvish Mystic. We'll play Twilight Mire. I'll filter for a black. This we'll do black-green, and we'll do Sylvan Library. This is actually relevant, like our life here. So I will actually track this for a little bit. Trick with Sylvan Library. Always take the damage. Okay. Aghanim's Awakening. We meet again. We don't have to, though. So we're going to do this and this, and we're going to take all the cards. We'll go down to 31. I know it's crazy. Bear with me. The forest cycling is kind of nice. I kind of just want a basic forest here. I don't really need the Ancient Tomb. Although, no, we don't need the Ancient Tomb. I would rather do this. Sorry, this. Sorry, this. How do I not lose life? No, I'm always going to lose life. We're going to forest cycle the Generous End. And then we'll do bloop. Grab a forest. I don't know that there are dual lands in this list. We'll devised our land base today. But even if we had a dual, it's fine this way. We just need the one black. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put down Venom. Okay, so with the Ent in the trash, we've got some options here. We're going to shuffle because we did the 4 cycling, and I'll take my next turn. Well, there's a dual. Darkbone Path, like, again, green is our predominant color, though we do need some black pips, and right now we've just got the filter. But the filter's kind of enough, so I feel like we could probably go for the green side of this land if we want to use that as our land. We also get 2 more options. Whoopsies. Speaking of dual lands, you know, I lied. I don't think we need all the lands here. I'll probably put the... I really just want to equip this helmet. That's all I really want to do this turn. So I'll put the Darkboar pathway on top, and I'll put the Overgrown Tomb on top, and I'll just take the helm. because I think I want to go Balon's Tomb. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So it's going to be 4 total to cast and equip the Champion's Helm, and then 3 to do the exile effect with Venom here. So I do think that's the best route for us to go. Let's just do that. And then we'll... The only reason you draw all the cards by the way with Sylvan Library, in case you're wondering why so callous, it's really just to filter through your deck. Like you want to see as much of your deck as possible, and it might draw us next turn. I'm aware that they're lands, so, and I don't need both those lands in my hands. So we'll go ahead and do generic, double generic, forest, and forest. Did I do my math wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. Yeah, I did do my math wrong. That's 4. We'll cast the helm and we'll equip the helm. Shpoop, shpoop, shpoop. And then we'll do this, this, and this to exile the Ent and give 7 +1/+1 counters to our Venom. And this time around, I'll just type it in for us. 007. Okay. That seems good. I think I can attack this turn. I can attack this turn. We'll swing at whomever seems the most deserving of 11/11 damage. That way. Next turn, draw, draw, draw. Rishkar's Expertise. I did lose a life that last turn, and we're going to lose 4 life this turn for the additional card. I'll take the Rishkar's Expertise. And honestly, I don't know that we need to take the damage from the Shockland. I think I'm like okay to just go green here. What we're missing though are some big booty butts. We do want some big booty butts. We have that option with Invasion of Ikoria though. So let's see here. Enters the battlefield, search a library for a non-human creature, mana value actually put on the battlefield. Okay, so the thing we're going to grab, I think the best one is Phyrexian Devourer, unless the Death's Shadow is more. Wait up. Death's Shadow is 13/13, Phyrexian Devourer is 12/12, right? Phyrexian Dreadnought, excuse me. Yeah, we'll probably just auto-kill Death's Shadow then. I can't think of one that's cheaper to get out that we can just like self-buff with. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what's cheeky? Oh, never mind. I thought this was instant speed. Rishkar's Expertise. If that was instant speed, I would have loved to have drawn off of one of these things ETBing, but namely the Dreadnought. I don't think any of these are instant speed. This is, but this doesn't quite... It's not quite what we need. Okay, so... are they still making in-universe versions of all these? Matt P., that is a solid question. I wish I had the deets. I want to say no. I want to say no. Isn't Final Fantasy its own set? Because like it's Universes Beyond, but I can't imagine that they make much of a profit of like reprinting these cards as in-universe cards. So outside of a promise to consumers that they would do that, I don't feel like it's really high up on their agenda to do that. I mean, maybe there'll be like a big reprint set with the cards, but like when you have a whole set that's Final Fantasy, like I need to replace every Chocobo with an in-game version, like it's going to be difficult. Because I like the ability, but I don't really want to play Venom in my Doran deck. That's fair. Sorry, guys. We're going to do the invasion, though. We'll tap Forest. This will be the generic for that in Forest. Technically, you should try to hold these filter lands. Okay, I'll practice what I preach. Okay, we're going to do green, green, green for invasion, and we'll get Death's Shadow. We're just trying to build up our guy. Finale of... Sorry, Invasion of Ikoria doesn't need to be green, right? Yeah, okay. It's been a while since I cast that one. Boop! Let that auto die. It's a 13/13 in the trash. Lo and behold, we'll do the thing. We kind of have our colors either way. We'll tap here with the Elvish Mystic, and we'll use our ability to put 13 more counters on him, so he's plus 20 now. All right, so turn 5, a 24-24 is pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, obviously, like, we can leverage Rishkar's expertise. We could have this turn to draw a lot of cards and or Season's Gathering, and these don't require we kill the creature, but I'm not quite there yet. I want to give it a little bit of time before we actually get to that stage. So let's just go ahead and enjoy. Let's savor what we've got going for us now, which is the death of one of our opponents. So we'll swing at them. And for a game closer, like, drawing a lot of cards is fine, but we don't have any sort of mana generation. That's like the one issue we're having right now. To like play out a big hand, it's fine that you have a big body, but if you can't actually play out the hand, it's no good. Disciple of Bolas is the weakest link here between these three. All right, next turn. Technically, we could ram through someone too, I guess. We don't have Trample yet. I wish Venom just had Nat Trample, but all right. There's mana for us. You know, we could actually cast a few things here. We could have rammed this thing, by the way, and made a big creature, but I don't know that that's hyper relevant for us. Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams. And I'm missing Brew Wars too. I've had an idea about, I mean, you could do Brew Wars with any TCG. And I've had the thought about, it's easier for me to get me and one other person in the room. And I have had the thought about doing like a Brew Wars segment with other games. Like if you just want to be entertained and watch a card game. But that's just the thought right now. I would like to get that rolling. I really would. I miss doing them too, honestly. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I love entertaining people, and like that honestly it was like my favorite thing to shoot. Yeah, so I don't know. I've got friends that play One Piece, like a whole lot of friends that play One Piece, and it's something we could do. I would love to devise a drinking game for One Piece. There's plenty of things that happen in that game that would amount to a fun drinking game, honestly. I don't know that lended itself too well to Brew Wars near the end of that segment, but I enjoyed it. There's a bar we play at too. I wonder if I can convince them to let me shoot at their bar. Anyways, we have a 24-24. We don't really need any of these, but the Technomancer is interesting. We'll just take the Technomancer, and I will play Agadim's Awakening as my land per turn. All right, can we close out the game here? One of our opponents is technically dead, I think, at this point from our last swing, so we really only need to knock out 2 opponents. We could draw a lot, but I don't think we have enough mana to also make treasures off of that. Let me double check. Right? Because it's 4 mana for the Technomancer, 6 here, so 10 total. Actually, no, we do have enough. We would do Rishkar's, I think, is the better of the 2 right now. Put a 1/1 counter on creature you control against Vigilance and Trample until end of turn. That's actually relevant. Actually, hold up. Can we just kill people with this? I think we could just kill people with a ram through Seasons of Gathering combo. Yeah, that's way more fun. Hold up. It's 5 paw prints. So I could do the +1 trample. Could you do that? You can only choose it. You can choose the same one more than once. So I could just do +1/+1 vigilance trample and then ram through afterwards. Hell yeah. Okay, sorry. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to do Seasons Gathering. I will tap Sure, double generic. I might have missed taking 2 damage last turn, so I'll just take that now. I'll take another 2. 1, 2. I'll filter double green here. So I need a generic, 2 generic now. We'll just do this and this. And we'll do Season's Gathering. I'll give my monster 2 more +1 counters. And trample until end of turn. I wish it was a trampled token. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Sounds good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. 26. I might have missed one in there. Actually, how many cards did I have in hand? Nope, I did not. I gotta watch some One Piece stuff. Haven't really gotten into the game at all. Don't worry, Matt. If you haven't gone to the game yet, then I wouldn't be too concerned. So I'm actually going to be in Dallas for One Piece Day. I fly tomorrow. I'm not packed. But I'm going to be competing in some side events and hopefully the regionals. Long story. I was on my honeymoon when they were doing like the thing to get into the regionals. And I had a friend try to get me in. Thank you, Sean. But it didn't work out. And they just booted me off the wait list because they're opting for in-person wait list, which is great for me because it's not actually great at all. That's sarcasm. But I should be playing. Hopefully I'll do well. I'll report back if I do. My goal is to get a minimally top 16 regional. I feel like I'm an okay player, but I've not competed in a regional in some time. Last time I bubbled out of top 8. So I would like to compete at this regional and do well on both days if possible. If I do well, though, it's going to be the whole day. Both days. And we're going to sign up for the event starting at 5:30 a.m. So it's going to be like a long day, but a hopefully fun weekend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm playing Rob Lucci is my deck. I like control. I feel like I always default to control list in like any game I play, and the mono black control is actually super fun to play. So that's like my go-to deck. All right, well, we really have all the tools we need to do this. We don't really need to do much else. At this point, we kind of want to front load any more effects that can help us get there. But if I remember correctly, there's nothing that gives us like short burst of mana, and there's nothing we can do without haste enabling like that bighorn dude that you just saw. Unless there's like a really big threat that needs to be removed, I think which would be the Assassin's Trophy, because that hits anything. That's the only other utility we have that's actually viable in this particular moment. Because what we're going to do with 26 trample, menace, vigilance is kill one player, right? So let's swing, knock that person out. Again, if we need to remove something, SS trophies there. And then the other opponent's like, oh, you don't have a main phase 2. You're passing, right? I'm like, oh, no. You've got a creature, right? Oh, you know what? Oh, the excess damage to a creature's controller instead. Is that still commander damage? I think it is commander damage. It's commander damage. No, isn't commander damage only through combat? Fuck me. Excess damage dealt to creature's controller instead. They might even just be dead off that. That's a lot of damage. Hold up. Is there... if that's not enough damage, is there a way I can exile anything else? Like right now? I don't think so. Yeah. Because the only thing that can really happen right now is that we would just need to like be able to dump something from my hand, which I cannot. And then I would need 3 mana to do that. Plus the mana for ram through. Let's just pretend that this was enough, because the alternative was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Was to have played a mass draw effect and then the Ruthless Technomancer. But I guess technically we wouldn't have had enough mana to do that unless Rishkar's Expertise found us a mana rock, which it didn't. So yeah, this was the right choice. All right, let's just say that ram through is enough to kill our other opponent. What are you playing, Izzard's Secret Tech? What are you playing? Oh, what am I playing? Here, I'll tell you in a second. I think that's it for Venom. You can obviously fine tune this quite a bit. I would say that refining the land base, elevating it so far as like fetch lands are concerned, which I think might not be in the spirit of B3. But if you wanted to push Venom further, you could. I just don't think that he'll be anything other than B3. Because again, you're juggling creature power with draw effects that care about creature power that might also kill the thing. So like, oh, I want the Ozolith for that. But if it's not killing the thing, it's also high costed. Oh, I need mana for that. Okay, so now you need to play a thing that's probably slow, that produces mana. And if it's a Tanuki, it's really slow. If it's Savala, it's slow with a caveat. And then the other guy, it's slow but green, which is the same issue as the Tanuki. There's a lot of things that you're juggling here to make this work, where something like a Saval in the CZ might just be better, even though it's only in mono green. And I will say that I think Savala as a Storm list is probably more competitive if that's what you care about. But as a deck that beats face and does it effectively and has decent forms of protection by way of permanence in any color, but in Golgari here, this is quite good. It's working really well. Matt, to answer your question before we close this one out, no, there's no real new tech for Rob Lucci. Unfortunately, One Piece as a game is fun, and I think that they do a decent job mechanically from set to set on enhancing the game. But the problem you'll find if you do get into the game is that each set highlights a new character from the world of One Piece, and then there's a lot of cards that are featured in that set to help highlight said leader. But the issue is, a lot of those cards aren't applicable to older decks. So you'll have things that are either leader locked or type locked. So let's say they care about Straw Hat Pirates, or they care about your commander being a specific commander, your leader being a specific leader, to the point where it stunts effective deck building, because I'm operating with a list that is 2 to 3 sets back at this point. Like, there haven't been any new cards. It's just the same tech. I do have some tech cards for the current meta, and my list ratio is different based off of the cards I need to see to make sure I can defeat the current meta, which is mono blue Doflamingo predominantly. There's black yellow Luffy's. There's hopefully no other mirror match Lucci's. There's some smokers. There's some RP Luffy's. There's some Anels out there, and there's some Shanks out there. Blackbeard's not really prominent until OP10. None of this matters. The one tech card I'm using is Gum Gum Bell. Look that up. I surprised a few people with that shit. It's very fun when I catch someone off guard and I just murk their biggest thing with Gum Gum Bell. Or I trigger it and like get a free card for my trash. It's super, super satisfying. Because it's an old card that no one uses. I tech in one. A little commander-esque. Apparently there's a 4-person format that people play, but I could try that. Watching how you played a One Piece view from Magic Player looks like a fun game. Yeah, it is fun. I think I mostly enjoy it because I have friends that play it. I enjoy the game though. I think that, I'm pretty knee deep into it. You guys can't see. I have a lot of Pokemon in front of me. I've been buying and collecting a lot of Pokemon. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend buying. I do not waste your money on this. Was shit. I spent way too much money for this, and it was awful. Buy the singles. You can have competitive decks in Pokemon for like $50 to $70, and I mean like highly competent national level winning decks for pennies. And it's a super fun, consistent game. I just like the illustrations. Like, I don't know why I'm getting into Pokemon now, but I'm enjoying where the game is at right now. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Live. Maybe we can share some gameplay of that in the future. It's fun though. I'm not a good deck builder in that though. I don't understand the ratios of cards. Like, I need to like really sit down and math it out, but I just haven't had the time to do that. That's why all this shit is on my table actually, because I haven't had the time to organize it. There's just a lot of Pokemon in One Piece directly in front of me. I did win an online event recently though. That was fun. I also got second place from a previous week. I had to stop. I was just doing this stuff to like prep for One Piece Day Dallas. Kind of happy with those. They're not tournament legal though, so I won't be using them. At any rate, I'm going to pack for Dallas. Guys, that's Venom Deadly Devourer. He likes big butts. Can't lie. I don't even think he was ever trying to lie about that. Is it a good deck? It's a unique deck. And I like unique decks. So in that sense, it was good. Yeah. It was like a 64-person tournament. So like smaller scale. Regionals can Treasure Cups get up to 500 something people, and then regionals get up to I think 1,000. But this is such a major event though, and there's like 2 regionals firing off. I don't know how they're. It's one venue for all things One Piece, so I don't know how they're going to partition the event space for the players if they expect 1,000 people to be playing at once. It's like it must be a condensed size regional. So like if you're going to try to win any, this would be a good one to do, because there's a lot of people that just come with home brews that want to have fun, and like that's good. Because their participation stuff is great, and like you might be able to trounce some of those decks or get wrecked by them. Because honestly, like half the lists that show up that are foreign to me, and I don't know what you're doing, it can be devastating to not understand like how to counter their deck. But at any rate, I'm gonna have fun this weekend. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, we'll be better. See you guys.